western town. A preacher just closed a revival, and he made up his mind tonight, I'm going to board the train to go home to be with my family. And so he got on the train and he sat beside a young man who had been crying. And he noticed it because the man's eyes had turned pink. And he said to the young man, he said, son, I'm a preacher, I'm a man of God, and perchance I can say something that will help you. I can say something to encourage you. The young man said, preacher, I've been roaming the countryside now for the last 12 years. I haven't been home in over 12 years. He said, and the reason why I had to leave was that I had such a bad attitude. I even had the nerve to strike my father with my fist. My daddy came to me and said, son, you got to go. You're breaking your mother's heart. And he said, and I want to go home. I want to go home so bad. And so the preacher said to him, well, how do you know that you're going to be accepted? How do you know that everything is going to be all right? Or if you can even get off the train? He said, well, all of my life we've lived in a little white house that sits right beside of these tracks. And I wrote my mama a letter. And I said to mama in the letter, Mama, I want to come home. I want to come home so bad, I don't know what to do. And if it's all right for me to get off the train, there's an apple tree out there. Have daddy to tie a rag in the tree, and I don't know as to whether or not I can get off. He said to the preacher, we're almost home. We're almost home. Will you look out the window and tell me, look out of that window and tell me if you can see that rag in the tree. The old preacher took the arm of his sleeves and he wiped the window. And he looked out. And he turned back and looked at the young man. He said, son, you don't have anything to worry about. He said, that old apple tree is in full bloom. In fact, there are white rags from one end of that tree to the other. And not only that, but down under that old apple tree, I see a gray-headed old mom and dad, and they have this big old white bed sheet, and they're just waving it, saying, come on home, son. Come on home. Come on home, son. Come on home. And that's the way God is. That's the way God is. No matter what you may have done, you can always come back home. No matter how black and how grimy your life may have been, you can always come home. It doesn't even matter if you're not changed. You can always come back home. And I pray tonight that there is somebody. Say, Pastor, I want to come back home. Open wide thine arms of love. Can I hear somebody say, Lord,